because Gearbox started at 10 o'clock. So let's see if we can find the Gearbox E3 and jump to that, because the VR one doesn't start for another 55 minutes. Let's see if we can get this going. Let's go. Give me a second, folks. Here we go. We're going to jump to Gearbox now. Here we go.
The game or in real life, meeting Atlas for the first time in this movie story. I'm so stoked that you're here doing this.
Thank you, man. I'm very happy.
This is going to be a blast.
Let me know what the sound and stuff is like.
Look, I feel like we're just getting started. The whole point is to entertain people. And this movie that Eli's making, it's
Eli Roth.
I don't want to say what we're filming, but it's lots of blood, lots of guts. It's totally bonkers, but it's also very Borderlands. And I have learned how to twirl a Vlad.
Oh, because he's doing the Borderlands film, isn't he?
Show that.
This is
the stunt one.
This is video game fans will recognize this is the Infinity. It's a Vladoff Infinity.
So this is for the actual film, man.
Well, they have ones that actually, this one is light, so I could really learn to twirl because I don't want to smash a real one. But Kate's amazing. She can side twirl, she can double twirl.
That's right.
She can
Kate Blanchett.
Twirl.
Isn't it unbelievable how she's brought Lily to life? I can't wait for you to see. Kate is a god.
I saw. Everyone thinks of Kate from Blue Jasmine or Carol.
This I'm quite hyped for.
I saw how unbelievably funny she was, and I noticed that she brought out the great dramatic acting in Jack Black, and Jack brought out the great comedy in Kate. She was so into it. She wants to really, understand it from the inside out. Like, what are the powers? Where do they come from?
It's wild to watch her walk like Lily. That blew my mind. She's totally done it.
We want to make a real great science fiction movie. We don't want to make a great video game adaptation movie. I just want it to be a great.
Well, that's the key,
great
right?
I need to change these settings because they're a bit
it's
clunky.
Really
Hang on.
For Borderlands fans who play the video game, if you have people in your lives that you want,
there you go. That should make it run a bit better, hopefully.
Play the game with you. This movie's how you do it. You can bring your family, your loved ones, bring them to the movie.
We want this.
I'm worried about it.
Yeah, we love it. We want this to be like a gateway drug.
Because they got Jack Black in it.
I mean, look, the thing is, the great
Edgar Ramirez, Kate Blanchett, and
you're telling
what's his face, Kevin Hart.
People can live in the world, so we have to create a different experience. And the experience has to be thrilling in a different way and exciting. Have all the things that the fans love. Easily the best cast I've ever worked with. But
Jack Black as Claptrap, Kevin Hart as Roland,
just to come in and
Ariana Greenbelt as Tiny Tina, Florian Muncher's Creek, Gina Gershon.
Florian is killing it.
Ariana is Tiny Tina. Kevin is Roland. I mean, Kevin is a man on a mission.
I can't believe
he's
watching Kevin.
Kevin Rowland's about
full action star.
This
side. He's really going to surprise people. I think Kevin's over there actually, and I know Lisa is.
Kevin Hart's a series member. Yeah, I'm not seeing that.
You go to work. All right, come with me, guys. Come with me. I'm going to see if I can find Ari and one of the producers and Emmy. The R-Odds are legendary. Hey, Ari. Can I interrupt you, man? Guys, this is Emmy and Ari from Arad Productions. Ari Arad has made a whole bunch of awesome movies. You're probably familiar with the Arads from Marvel, right? Because Avi Arad was the founder and the CEO of Marvel Studios, and they created a movie called Spider-Man, and then Iron Man. I believe you're the executive producer.
Yeah, I worked on that one.
You worked on, and then the X-Men, and then the Avengers, and I think it's gone from there. These are the
Roland's about 5'6" in the game.
Time, for comic books.
Isn't Kevin Hart about 3'2"?
The pitch you gave me was, hey, that was cool. We figured it out with comic books. We think that video games are the next frontier of this, and we think Borderlands is the perfect video game. And you were really flattering. And how was I to you? I was kind of a jerk, wasn't I?
You made us work for it. You made us work for it. But you were right. You were right.
Well, you have to understand, we get hit up from Hollywood people all the time, and it's a different world. What we have to do to make video games is a completely different.
The new Tiny Tina spin-off that they showed Thursday looks good.
I wanted to make sure that if we were going to partner with somebody on the film side, that it was with people that cared about our universe, cared about our fans, and cared about the character and the worlds that we created, and was going to actually develop it. Not just, a lot of these guys will collect options and just throw it at studios, just see where they can get business done. And I probably beat you up for 2 years plus.
Oh yeah.
We called it dating for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. I remember.
You remember we were dating for years. Yes. And but we
Yeah, the Tiny Tina thing looked good, mate.
It's been a long road.
Yeah,
That looked really
you know
good.
what? We're here and we're psyched, and it's been worth it. You know, like feels like we used that time pretty well.
I can't believe it.
You know, and we're really proud of where we're at.
It's pretty amazing. So we're more than halfway done. With the shooting.
Yeah. Well,
We're about 2/3 of the way done. Oh, look at this.
All right.
We got Eli
So we have a really funny shot
Oh yeah.
with the trash. We should be shooting it behind the scenes.
I was told that we
Well, I
can't.
don't think we can give it away, but I think that for him, anyways, for our behind the scenes, we should get it.
Oh. So I'll tell you what, you guys. This is Eli. This is Ari. Oh, don't look that way. We can't. No, this way. Look this way. We can't show. Yes. I don't want to. Okay. So guys, it's going to be an amazing E3. Borderlands, the film, is going to be absolutely incredible. We've got some cool stuff to show you. I know some of you are interested in seeing more about the new game that we have announced and learning more from Gearbox Publishing. So you're going to get all that. I wish I could be there in person, but since we're digital, we're going to do it this way. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Among the many innovative courses offered by Gearbox University, make sure you check out Borderlands Science.
Borderlands
By solving
Science.
the puzzles, you can contribute to real-world research studying the human gut microbiome.
This is
Are you
a phone
fresh in
game.
The audience, here's our leading scientist, Mayim Bialik.
By playing Borderlands 3, you can contribute to real-world scientific research that helps real people. You'll be directly helping our scientists organize and compare this doo-doo.
I'm the conductor of the poop train! With Borderlands Science, you
I love
too
shit
can be
like
the
that.
conductor of the poop train. And while you'll reap in-game rewards when you play, the real reward is knowing that you're making the world a better place. Gearbox University. We're not even charging tuition for this.
The Homeworld game started in the mid-90s. It would be the first ever truly 3D RTS. So that was a big deal in, the late 90s.
Homeworld 3. Okay. Borderlands Science, I know, I loved it.
It soars on the wind. It rises from the grave. It stalks the ocean floor. You cannot hide from fate. But you can make your own.
Okay. This is the Tiny Tina thing, isn't it? It's got some big names voicing it as well.
Roll for initiative, suckers!
I'm looking forward to that.
Quick question. We're not talking about yet, right?
That is correct.
It's my favorite. Hi, I'm Kayla Belmore, and I'm senior producer on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So what's really unique about Wonderlands is it's a looter shooter, which is pretty classic for Gearbox software, but for the first time ever, we're setting it in a brand new fantasy environment. even though it's inspired by some of the content we've made before with Assault on Dragon's Keep, a fan favorite. Roll for initiative seconds! It's a completely standalone plot, new set of characters with some nods to the past, but if you've never played a Borderlands game before, you can absolutely jump right in and enjoy it just as much. So we're absolutely excited to talk about.
No, they said it's only going to be cross-platform between PlayStation and Xbox or PC and Stadia.
So of course we've got goblins.
But PC and Stadia is going cross-platform
game without goblins, but again,
this year.
We like to make them our own. Thank
and
you
then
so much,
consoles
everybody.
next year.
I hope that you are as stoked as we are about.
So it's not full crossplay.
Follow us
but
on
at
our
least it's
social
something.
channels to find out the latest and greatest news. Enjoy the rest of the show.
This franchise has been around for so long.
So they're plugging this home world free
Here
game.
we are years later, and we keep looking at like, well, Homeworld 3, this has to happen.
They're just going to keep dropping that in little bits as they go, aren't they?
The giants have come to Midgard, and you have been chosen by the gods to protect this realm. But your first task is to find some new clothes that aren't as drafty. Your tribe's journey starts in the wilderness. Hunt down pets, gather rare resources, and explore the untamed world. Once you've plundered all you can carry, return to your village and use those resources to forge Viking-worthy gear. You must protect the seed of Yggdrasil at all costs, or this world and everything in it will be destroyed forever. So take heed. Ahead things rise when the sun sets. Destroy these dark spirits before they destroy the seed. Each victorious knight makes way for a new day, to venture into new lands, build to greater heights, and face fiercer creatures. And with great risk comes great rewards. But be careful, you're of little use to Midgard squashed by a troll. Craft legendary weapons, build deadly defenses, and grow the strength of your tribe, because those giants are on their way. And it's time for us to end their path of destruction. Let's show them our might is greater than their height. As the saying goes, Valhalla can't wait.
Tribes of Midgard. For PlayStation and Steam, that one.
Hello everyone, my name is Jön Maroda. I'm the creative director at Northfell. We're just under 2 months away from finally launching our upcoming 10-player co-op action RPG, Tribes of Midgard, and deliver it to you on July 27th on PS5, PS4, and Steam. In Tribes of Midgard, you play as an Einar, a glorious Viking hero that's been returned to Midgard in order to protect the seed of Yggdrasil, the world tree. Every time you start a new run, you would want to go out and explore this new world, gather some resources, fight enemies, and return to your village in order to craft better equipment and tools to help you survive. You can also upgrade and fortify your village, because each night, creatures from hell will emerge from the depth to attack your tree. Make it through the night to go back out to raid enemy camps, dwell in caves, take part in events, go on quests, build anywhere, and of course, loot countless items to gain experience and level up your Viking. We now have 8 classes in the game, each with their own abilities, specificities, and playstyle. As you gain experience, you level up to unlock even more skills, which you can then combine with dozens of runes for over-the-top results. But those nightly creatures aren't even your biggest threat. You must get ready and prepare for your biggest challenge, and I mean biggest challenge to date. Every couple of days, a giant will emerge and walk towards your village with the intent of destroying the seed of Yggdrasil. You must stop it and take it down, whatever the cost. Otherwise, it's game over. You can of course play Tribes of Midgard completely on your own, but we highly recommend that you bring along 9 friends to thrive together. We cannot wait to share more information about
No,
this
I'm not
ever-growing epic
too fussed
saga
about that. I
in the
don't know if
weeks to
anyone
come.
in
In
chat
the
is.
meantime, you can already pre-order the game right now to earn exclusive items and be among the first to defend Midgard against Ragnarok. Because as they say, Valhalla can wait. Thanks for watching. Sail.
At Gearbox University, it's not all textbooks and calculators. Sometimes we like to kick back and have a little fun. A good sense of humor is of vital importance if you want to succeed in these halls. Here's a list of sensible wisecracks you might hear when you're exploring our campus. Why did the tribe of Midgard cross the road? To get to the Thor side.
Oh,
Knock,
dear.
knock. Who is there? The commando. The commando who? I don't know. What are you axing me for? Welcome to the Home World Diner. Our special today is the dessert of carrot. Help! I've God fallen, and I can't get up. Claptrap, Tiny Tina, and Mad Moxie walk into a bar. Wait, I think Moxie owns the bar, so why would she be walking in? She'd already be there. And is Tiny Tina old enough to drink? Maybe it doesn't matter in space. Also, what's the punchline? And how is Claptrap walking in? I want to say he counts as a unicycle. Okay, we'll work on this before we submit to E3. Gearbox University. Our comedy school is a 2-year degree.
Yeah. Okay.
Macros thinks the war is over.
Oh, Godfall.
But our fight has just begun.
New DLC.
Carry the burden of war.
Or just savor the victory.
What fun is death, when death is the end of our fun?
The darkness has breached reality. It is time, my champion.
I think we talked about that on one of our first shows.
We both know how this is going to end.
Time for your madness to end, brother.
I was never just your brother. I am your god.
Out in August.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Dick Hayne, and I'm the senior technical producer at Counterplay Games. First and foremost, on behalf of
He's got a
everyone
lot
at
of Funko
CPG
Pops on that
and
shelf
Gearbox
behind him.
alike, I want to thank you for being part of Godfall's journey up until this point. It's crazy to think that Godfall just launched in November of last year. Our developers have been hard at work ever since. In fact, this past February, we launched the massive Primal update, which included new content such as additional rooms in Tower of Trials, Primal gear, Ascension levels, and much, much more. But I'm excited to announce today that on August 10th, we will be launching Godfall on the PlayStation 4. Not only that, but owning Godfall on the PS4 entitles you to a free PS5 upgrade, and we will support cross-gen play, so PS4 and PS5 users can seamlessly co-op together. And if you've been struggling in the Ascended Tower of Trials, don't worry, we're adding matchmaking. But really, matchmaking and the PS4 edition are just the tip of the iceberg because we are so excited to launch our first ever expansion, which we've entitled Fire and Darkness. Fire and Darkness will take players into the Fire Realm for the first time ever, where they'll be met with new challenges, enemies, bosses, trophies, cosmetics, and so much more. But alongside Fire and Darkness, we're also releasing a free content update, which we're calling the Lightbringer update. The main component of the Lightbringer update is a new endgame loop, which we're calling Lightbringer. In Lightbringer, players will fight off the darkness that threatens Aperion and be rewarded with a new loot type, Cursed Loot. Cursed Loot will challenge the player to complete particular objectives in order to lift the curse and awaken them. Basically, if you thought Primal Gear was tough, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then, of course, we want to make fashion the forefront of Godfall, so we have added a huge library of cosmetics to both the Lightbringer update and the expansion alike, all of which can be unlocked by simply completing objectives in the game. Thank you so much for your time today. It is an honor to be speaking here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your E3.
There's a really unique tone and vibe and feel to Homeworld that hasn't been emulated since.
Does anyone else remember the original Homeworld games? Because I'm not familiar with them.
It's not a prequel. It's not a remaster. It is Homeworld 3. It is the next Homeworld.
We're glad you've chosen Gearbox University for your higher education endeavors. As you engage in your academic pursuits, don't forget to try out our extracurricular activities. Show off your shutterbug talents in the photography club. Make lasting connections in our chapter houses. Or if you're a boring person, you can always
You're
try
a boring
out for the debate
person.
team. We also have sporting events, but try not to party too hard at the homecoming game, or you'll end up looking like this. Be sure to follow us on social media, where you'll occasionally find free shift codes, as well as news and announcements about our latest scholastic offerings. Gearbox University, we can shape your future, because thinking for yourself is hard.
Thinking for yourself
Now,
is hard.
Go buy all our games.
We're back. I hope you guys had an awesome presentation from all the Gearbox games.
As I said, this is only going to be half an
Gearbox
hour.
Publishing products
So,
coming. Listen, I'm standing outside Kevin Hart's trailer door. I'm just gonna. You guys want to meet him? I think he wants to meet you guys. Let's see if he opens. Hey, Kevin, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Borderlands fans, meet Kevin Hart.
How you guys doing, man? Pretty pumped up right now to meet you guys. Randy, you should tell them actually how big I am in person. It's a great opportunity.
I'm 6'3", and
yeah, they can get a good grasp of how much height I put on for this role right now.
Dude, you are freaking awesome. Like, you don't understand. Like, you're a freaking action hero.
Thank you, man.
This is amazing watching you work.
You know
You're
what?
blowing my mind.
I'm going to say I'll one-up you. I'll say it's amazing for me to have the opportunity to portray the character of Roland, of course, who you're very familiar with, because this is your creation. I think the biggest and best thing is the surprise that you guys are going to be in for. Because you got no idea what I'm doing or how I'm doing or why I'm doing it. You got no idea the level that I came in at. You got no idea how much preparation I decided to put into this particular character in this role. You got no idea. You got no idea. You don't even know what's under this jacket.
OMG! It's metal!
You got no idea. My job is to come in, not only be prepared, but to shock. And I think right now this is what we're doing.
We are doing it. I've seen some pretty, like,
it's intense.
It's no one's ever seen you like this before.
No, I can honestly say, man, Eli is doing such a phenomenal job.
He's doing. It's also fun to work with him. Like, he's working his ass off. Well, everyone's working their ass off.
Absolutely. You got an amazing cast. Kate, Jamie, Ariana, myself, Flo, our director, Eli, Jack Black. You put an amazing group of people together. So, shouts out to you, your team at Gearbox.
Oh, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't know about this film.
This is something that could be phenomenal. Shouts out to the world of Pandora knowers. Okay, you guys that know and love this world, I promise you, you're going to be in complete awe when you see how real we have made it become. From a place of visual, you know, you're going to believe that you're in this place with it. So,
wow, you're making me cry, man. Your eyes are well enough.
No,
Hey,
this is
thank you,
dope.
man. Yeah, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you taking a minute to introduce yourself to our fans.
No problem. I'm going back in here in the
All
weight
right.
room.
I'll see you later.
Got a weight room in here. Just rolling lifts weights in between takes. You'll know why later. Take it easy, Nick.
Take it easy, Kevin.
What's up?
Thanks, man. Holy crap, you guys. I can't wait for you to see this movie. It won't be long, but we still got a lot of work to do. We're a little bit more than halfway done with production. And but you know what? Back at home at Gearbox, all the great people that created this universe that I'm here representing on behalf of all the talent at Gearbox, we're hard at work making new stuff. So check this out, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers, everybody.
For those of you who've never seen the greatest the world has ever revealed, I'd like to introduce myself. Let's go! I'm out here making them mad cause I got it. So being too bad cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad cause I
Nice one, Mystic.
I just got it. I just got it. The blood sport begins. I'm out here making them mad cause I got it. Too good at being too bad cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad cause I got it. I just got it. I just got it.
Jesus H. Reindeer games, my dude!
I'm the one that got the swag. I'm the one that got him sad. I don't do this shit.
It's all right. The Devolver Digital thing was interesting. It was like a weird 30-minute film where they dropped trailers in, but it was a massive piss take of itself. This is the Gearbox, but that only lasted half an hour. This is the Gearbox one, which is also only half an hour, which they've mainly talked about the Borderlands film. Again, they've mentioned the Tiny Tina game. But that's it. There you go. And the next thing is not till for another half an hour.